It is currently 11:20 p.m. and I'm about to have a major breakdown because I'm realizing that tomorrow is the 10th day of Ramadan, which means 1/3 of Ramadan has already passed. And I am kind of freaking out because this Ramadan has been a total flop and it's nobody else's fault but my own. I've got this Ramadan planner which I'm using to help me plan, and I just want to like scream. And I realized that I need to just recenter my focus and realign my intention today and really just pray to Allah that I can get the most out of this Ramadan. So what does Ramadan mean for me? Like, what do I want from this Ramadan? And I can't go above and beyond and try to accomplish everything because that's not going to happen. What do I want this Ramadan to be about? This specific Ramadan, what do I want to work on? What has happened in this past year that I need to mend over? And really just, what do I need to do? Why is this Ramadan important to me? Okay, let's begin. Bismillah. So this past year has been amazing for me. I have found this new aspect of my faith that I didn't even know existed. My intentions have changed, my view on life, my new goals for the future. I have a new vision and I have a new purpose, and there are a lot of things that I want to implement into my life that I have learned at Taysir. So one of the main things that I really want to do during this month of Ramadan is like tie together everything that I've learned in Taysir and build a better habit and schedule for myself. So a schedule for myself that where I implement all the things that we have in the day and life of the believer. So doing dhikr 3 times a day, reading a little bit of Quran and meaning every day, making a dua that encompasses all of the prophets and companions so that I feel more connected to my religion and my lineage and my heritage and my people. And I want to really reflect and ponder on the meaning of the Quran because I don't think I do that enough on a day-to-day basis, and also memorize more of the Quran. Maybe my goal was to do Juz Amma, but I'm realizing my memorization is slacking majorly, so I at least want to do 2 big surahs and then 4 other du'as that I learned during Taysir. So really just have more memorized that will be useful for my prayers and useful for my everyday, like just like du'as that I can use on an everyday basis, and surahs that I can implement into my prayers. So basically just ponder more on the Quran, tie together the things that I've learned at Taysir, and really implement more dhikr and prayer into my daily schedule so that it's easier for me to do so after Ramadan and after Taysir, and really have a good habit of not just doing like my 5 daily prayers, but a lot of extra ibadah during the day that I can just that I can implement for the rest of my life. And also to have more of the Quran memorized and have it be close to my heart. So nothing crazy above and beyond, but just to really tie together a lot of the things that I've learned during Taysir and implement all of that into my life. And obviously this Ramadan is different and quarantine life is different, and it's not going to be like this post, when I'm back in school and back and working and all of that. Obviously my schedule is going to change, but to at least have 1 month of implementing all of this. And really one of the main things is to get into a routine, get into a better routine and a better structure. That is my goal for this Ramadan, to tie together everything that I've learned for this past year. And also more generally speaking, really find a way not only to implement acts of worship, but one of the main things is like I want everything that I did to really penetrate my heart and make it so that these things really transform me as a person. And it's not just me doing these actions or earning this knowledge, but this really changes the way that I behave and keeps me really far away from sin and allows me to live a life that is one that is prophetic, and one that will keep me away from harm, and allow my heart to always be in a state of peacefulness, and always allow me to remember my purpose for being in this world. I just want to ponder a lot on that. And I think one of the big things about Taysir that really scared me is that no matter how much knowledge I've earned and like how far I've gone in terms of all of that, and how much I've changed, I also found it really hard to stay away from some of my old habits and to like break some of those old habits. The list goes on and on, starting from like entertainment and just being on my phone and watching TV for too many hours at a time, to like, how I interact with my friends and my family, to like, sins that I am avoiding, and it's really hard for me to stay out of. Like, it ranges from very small to very big, and I just want to make sure like what I'm doing in my life isn't just like something that I'm checking off of a list, but something that really deeply helps me change myself and helps me turn my life around in a way that's not so toxic and harmful to me. I don't know if any of that even made sense to myself, but I want this Ramadan to be a time of reflection, of really deeply pondering and thinking about this past year and what has gone right and what has gone wrong, and really, really, really seeking the mercy and forgiveness of Allah, and setting the intention to not return back to the old life that I've left, and to keep progressing forward in a practical, kind, and gentle and good way, in a way that is good for me and my soul, but also helpful to the people around me, so that I'm better to the people around me. And also just to have a good daily schedule and routine and habit of really deeply embedding ibadah into my life, so that it's not just something that I do during the month of Ramadan, but something that I do it throughout my entire life. I don't think that made me feel any better.